Hello, and welcome to another episode of Aaron Plays Technic. I'm here on the Tekkit server in the power plant slash refinery, and Grumpy and I did a little bit of, well, he did most of the decorating, but I did a little bit, and I gave some suggestions, and I'm really pleased with how this whole room turned out. I think it's pretty awesome. I put some smooth stone behind the tanks right here so you can't really see anything. You can kind of see a little bit of pipe sticking through, but I had to connect it somewhere. And I also put the teleport pipe at the top in the wall. So just for the fun of it, I hooked both. I did make another refinery with that other iron gear, by the way. Just for the fun of it, I hooked it up to the energy link, and it's not really. They're not really working that quickly. If you see they're blue, they're moving much more slowly than this one was the other day. You know, it was green, and those things were really moving quickly. Well, I had just come over here to check on it. I was working on something else, which we'll get to. This is pretty exciting for me. And then I realized, I came over to check, I realized they were slow, and then I realized, well, the quarry's done. I've already picked it up. It's in my bag. It's all in here. I ought to show you that too. That's pretty sweet. If I have any dirt. But I realized that the energy link is coming out of a bat box, which only gives 32 EU per tick, as you know. So the two low voltage solar arrays on the roof are not even giving this thing full power, or I guess the MFE either. This one's 128 out, but this is only getting 32 of it. So that's probably why they're running a little more slowly. I may skip the bat boxes and see how fast they go, but really I'm not worried about it since they're going to run on the engines anyway. I just figured I'd hook it up since the quarry finished and it was free energy. So that's basically why I did it. So um, I want to go over at some point. If I have time for it today, I will. Malkuth is working on a combustion engine power plant over at his place, and he did it a little differently than me. And I want to look at that and look at mine and kind of talk about the pros and cons, if any, and the similarities and differences between the way that he did it and the way that I did it. But first, or I guess this is what I really wanted to do today. I got rid of the red power stuff. I discovered something called the advanced insertion pipe, and it is this. It's a stone pipe with redstone, and it only connects to other stone or gold or silver, or I always call it silver, gold or iron as usual. It will not connect to cobblestone, which is why I have the iron pipe here, and I have the iron pipe here. And I guess I could have just run cobble all the way down, which I may do. But how this thing works, I'm feeding the macerator, and let's just do a demonstration. We'll put something in there that won't macerate, and I will kick the engines on, and watch what happens. Since there's no valid destination, or since it can't put it in the slot, it goes the other way. And we probably didn't see it because it was too fast. Nope, see, there it goes. So if I take the flint out, it goes in. And I don't want that to cook yet, so I don't want it to go in there. This is everything. This is the quarry box. I don't want it to go in yet for a reason. I want to do a comparison. I guess I can let that one go. That's no big deal. But anyway, this is the quarry box, and only the ores go in here that get processed. No diamonds, no uranium, no nickelite, no tungsten, no redstone. This is everything I got from running the filler the other day. Also, the gems don't show up in this box either. They kind of get sorted. So really didn't occur to me before, but I just wanted to see the difference. But I got much more ore, I think. What is this? 3+ stacks of copper, a little more than a stack and a half of iron, couple stacks of tin. So maybe this one did do a little better, but the filler was faster. So what I'm going to do is I want to set up the advanced insertion pipe for the furnace, and I actually already have all the stuff because I just set it up so I could see if it worked. Call me a cheater if you want, but you know, that's fine. Alright, so I need a wooden pipe here, if I can put it there. And I think I want to put gold right here, just because. And I guess I shouldn't put the redstone there yet. After the gold, we need stone. And the stone comes up like this, and then the advanced insertion pipe goes like this. So it's going to try to go down. If it cannot, it goes up into the chest. Kind of just like a little holding thing. And then on the chest, actually I forgot, I need to put iron right there because I'm going to feed it back in at that point. Where did my wrench go? And then I think I just can use cobble right there if I want, but since I've got plenty of stone, I'll just go ahead and use it. And there we go. And I'm going to need an engine up here also. I'll probably need to make a couple more redstone torches. And I'm not going to worry about the speed of this engine. It's not really that important to me. But I put that gold pipe on this one to get things into the macerator faster. So now the dust is going to pull out. We'll put a piece of flint in here and we can see what happens. It should go up into the box and then it'll come back out because there's no place for it to go in the furnace. So it's just gonna do a loop. When it hits the iron, it'll come back over here. And I guess we'll leave the flint in for one more. If the flint's still in there, it just repeats the cycle and it goes back up into the chest. If we take the flint out, it goes into the furnace, gets cooked, and then gets kicked out, you know, the right side. So let me run upstairs. Actually, I don't need to do that. I can use this redstone since I'm not going to need that timer anymore. Actually, I'll probably use it, but I'll just use it for something else. Let me see. So that one's kicking, that one's kicking. I'm going to need one on this one. And since I made that half a stack of redstone engines the other day, I just went ahead and felt free to use a bunch of them. So all this stuff is going to cook. I need to put my overclockers back in there. I need to run upstairs and grab 2 more for the furnace. And then we'll do something else. And I have a bunch of cells that are already coolant cells. I guess it wasn't that important to me to make the thing yet. So I really I figured I'd get around to it whenever I could. It hasn't been an issue because these are all running on such low power anyway. I mean, it really probably won't make that much of a difference. That definitely makes a difference. So I'm going to put 1 more in the macerator. And honestly, I mean, I could not put any overclockers in either of these since I've got the loop back. Nothing's going to fall on the ground and despawn. So we have a ton of stuff to cook. I've been waiting until the quarry finished to do this just because I wanted to see how much I got from it. So now I get to put all this stuff in here, and then my ore boxes are pretty empty right now. And I'm just going to leave all this here for now. My ore boxes are pretty pretty empty for now. I wanted to make sure that went back in the box. Oh, damn it. Oh, man. Okay, well, that's not gonna work. I figured something like that was gonna happen. So I wonder if I put an iron pipe right there, if everything will go down instead of back to the thing. Oh, that was way off, wasn't it? Okay, where'd my wrench go? Wrench. Make sure that's the output. Alright, problem should be solved now. Let's swap something around to make sure that it comes back where it's supposed to. Alright, that comes back and it goes back in. Okay, well, you know, stuff like that happens. That's why the Buildcraft person invented the iron pipe, because he or she knew that that was going to affect me in this specific episode. So they thought it might be a nice idea for me to just be able to solve the problem on the spot. So those other ores should have gone to this chest. Here they are. Probably just the two, so I'm going to toss them back in here, and that'll be that. So now, before we go over to Malkuth's place, I want to show you another thing. I really don't know what to do with this thing that I'm about to show you. So if anyone has, if I can get out the door, if anyone has any ideas, let me know. Basically what I did was I filled in the floor of the lake here, but there's still a huge cavern underneath, and it's going to be really dark for a second. So let me get through here, and then we'll see. So this was the quarry. Forget where I was standing earlier. Maybe it was right here. It's a pretty good view. You know, the closer you get, the closer you get to bedrock, the more fog effects there are, so you really can't see that well. So basically this was a huge pain to do because, you know, the water came down from, you know, above here. Well, anywhere there was already a water source, like if there was one in a cave or a mine shaft, it made like an infinite pool thing. So I had to go through, and that's what you see, all the dirt blocks there. Like I had to go to the wall and kind of bridge out so I could remove the water source block to drain this thing. And if you've never done something like this on a multiplayer server, the lighting and block updates that it has to do, there are so many happening at a time that I basically, every time I removed a source block, probably from that coal and up, it disconnected me because the thing didn't know what to do. So, or my game couldn't keep up or whatever. But anyway, I got disconnected a lot. It was a pain. I finally got it done. I don't think the other two will be quite the same problem because they're a little smaller. I hope. I don't know. I guess I'll do it and see. But I'll probably just probably fill those in from the at sea level and just make it ground instead of having the pond right there. So I was talking to Grumpy a little bit earlier. He's doing some decorating over there. So hopefully I'm not ruining anything for Malkuth's video. So if he hasn't done a video about his combustion power plant, this is your spoiler alert. Turn off my video right now. So this is his place, and I didn't know he was working on this. It just kind of, you know, I was over here the other day and it happened. So I don't know what's down there. I'm assuming this is an endless pool or an infinite pool, and it pumps underground. And let me see if I can find the door. Actually, we can take a look at the whole thing from the top. Whoa, I didn't want to do that. You can take a look at the whole thing from the top first. You can see he's got his water tanks up there, and he put some covers on top so nothing gets in, obviously. Did the same thing with his crude oil and his refined fuel tanks. So, let's see what this says. Still under construction. So it looks like he's got some switches. And like it says, he's still working on it. But how he's done this, basically, he's put these engines in pairs. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs. And the fuel supply comes from the middle, so all of these probably get about an equal amount of fuel. It's hard to tell because they're off right now. These the same. And he left these on. He's lucky there's still water in them, because whenever that happens to me, I have the misfortune of the damn thing blowing up. So there's a basement somewhere. And this is all the behind the scenes stuff. I really like the way he did this with his water pipe and his fuel pipe going under the floor. Here are his fuel tanks, obviously. And I haven't seen any of this yet. Like, I kind of saw a brief glimpse, but I haven't seen that he added the redstone. It looks like he made some jacketed wire, which is a nice idea. And I don't know how the refinery pump is going to go. You know, he's got 2 banks or 4 banks of engines. I'll just go up right there. 4 banks of engines, and I'm assuming that that this is a bank, this is a bank, this is a bank, and this is a bank. So hey, there he is. So by refinery on off, I'm not sure if you can switch that thing on and off with redstone or not. But basically, what I like about this is he can run 8 engines at once, 6 engines, 4 engines, or 2 engines at once. Whereas my inline design, I can only run all 5 or none unless I go underneath and remove redstone. So give me 1 second. Let me ask him if this is okay that I'm doing this, and I'll be right back. Well, apparently Malkuth has a problem with me showing this. You can see he's coming to cut my head off with a chainsaw right now. Not later, right now. But anyway, like I was saying, I really like this design because it's modular, and you can change the power level depending on your requirement, and you don't waste a lot of energy and a lot of fuel. And I think that, remember when I said that he's lucky these things didn't blow up? Maybe the difference is that he is using a pump into these tanks, and he's using redstone engines to pump from the tanks to the combustion engines, whereas my setup, I have the pump running straight to the engines to supply the water. So maybe that's the difference with the you know, the chunk loading and unloading. I don't know. Further testing is required for that. But anyway, I really like this design, like I said. The one thing that I would do differently if I didn't mention it is I would try to do this under the floor if possible, the fuel supply, but it might be a wiring or piping issue. I don't know. So I mean, I guess it's really no big deal that you can see it. So anyway, I think that is going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.